Hello, I'm Rachel and you're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. This is the Mid-Market Pulse Show. Let us now take a look at how the Australian share market's trading so far today. Australian shares are trading lower on Thursday afternoon, undermining firm cues from Wall Street, which closed higher in overnight trade. The market extended losses for the second straight session, led by losses in banks, healthcare and energy stocks. Concerns over sooner than expected hikes in interest rates continued to dent market sentiment. Australia's largest bank, the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, on Wednesday says that interest rates could rise before the end of next year. Two of the big four banks, the ANZ and Westpac, have already forecasted that the Reserve Bank would be forced to hike rates sooner than expected. The ASX 200 is currently trading down by 22.1 points or 0.3% at 7,276. Earlier today, the index ended the day on a flat note. Opened the day on a flat note, opening marginally higher at 7,303. The market declined as much as 0.5% to hit an intraday low of 7,264. On the sectoral front, 8 out of 11 sectoral indices are in the red. The healthcare sector, utilities are the worst performers, falling over 1% each. Financials, energy, industrials and REITs are also reeling under selling pressure. Bucking the trend, information technology is a top performer with 2.2% gain, tracking overnight gains in its US counterparts. Consumer staples and the materials sector are also trading higher with gains. In the banking space, all the big four lenders, Westpac Banking Corp, Commonwealth Bank of Australia, Australia and New Zealand Banking Group and the National Australia Bank are trading lower amid rate hike concerns. ASX listed energy stocks continued a losing streak for the second day, with index heavyweights Woodside Petroleum and Santos trading lower. August delivery of Brent crude oil futures traded 0.09% down at $75.31 per barrel. And WTI crude oil futures for the August delivery traded at $73.17 per barrel, up 0.12% as of the 24th of June. On that note, let's take a look at top gainers and losers of the day's trade so far. Global online marketing firm Redbubble is the top percentage gainer on the ASX so far today, rising 7%. Some other top performers are Pro Medicus, Afterpay, Kogan.com and Pilbara Minerals. Australian supermarket firm Woolworths is the top loser on the ASX so far today, falling 12%. Boral, Northern Star Resources and IGO with Treasury Wine Estates are among the top laggards. And now let's glance at some important updates from ASX listed companies. Australian fintech major player Afterpay's shares jumped 6.5% to $131 after the company expanded its buy now pay later payment services to some of the largest online brands in the United States. Consumers can now use Afterpay's BNPL service at 13 leading US merchants, including Amazon, CVS, Dell, Kroger, Macy's and Nike. These brand accounts almost half of all the US e-commerce volume. This move will also help fintech majors to expand its footprint in the US e-commerce market. The company had recently announced that it's planning for US listing after the North American market became its biggest market. Centurious Metals said in an exchange update that ongoing resource development and extensional drilling at the Jaguar project had delivered more high-grade results. The Jaguar nickel sulfide project is located in northern Brazil. The current results have set the project on a path to significant resource growth. Multiple thick and consistent high-grade nickel sulfate intersections have been found, highlighting their growth potential. Mineralization is consistent with the current resource interpretation, showing the robust nature of the existing resource. Veritas gained as much as 9.4% to 10.5 cents on securing new contracts in the June quarter. The marketing company signed a number of new contracts with customers during the June quarter, with the combined annualized revenue of these contracts adding over $350,000 to the company's revenue base. Acro Formwork and Construction Services gained as much as 7% to 37.5 cents on upbeat guidance for financial year 2021. The formwork and scaffolding firm stated its industrial services division's financial year 2021 revenue is set to grow by 103% versus this time last year. Australian lithium mining company Pilbara Minerals has reported further significant assay results from current exploration and resource extension drilling at its Pilgangoora project. The company targets optimise and growth future pit inventory with its drill program in the underexplored region. Boosted by the development, the company's shares rose 3.5% to $1.50 by afternoon trade. Australian and non-bank lender Wiser shares gained 2% at 25.5 cents after the company announced the conclusion of its share purchase plan offer. The company received subscriptions over $10 million for the SPP. However, it elected to maintain its original offer cap of $5 million. Wiser's planned to scale back the SPP applications proportionately to approximately 46% of application value, with no guarantee minimum allocation. The share price of Latin Resources rose 4% to 5.2 cents after the mining firm said it recently received results from first-pass reconnaissance rock chip sampling from the Peep O'Day prospect. The results confirms the presence of gold mineralization in the area. The company release stated that a total of 57 samples were collected in the field by Latin's geographical team as part of the first-pass reconnaissance mapping exercise. This showed the area was dominated by altered granitic rocks cut through by a stockwork of sheeted quartz veins. Samples were taken from both the veins themselves and the altered wall rock, both of which have returned anomalous gold mineralization. Althea Group Holdings, the world's leading cannabis-based medicine brand, announced successful first shipment of its medicinal cannabis products to its local partner in South Africa. The legal medicinal cannabis industry in South Africa is estimated to be worth around $667 million by 2023. The market there represents an enormous opportunity for them, and initial shipment will provide an early mover advantage. Mining firm Arafura Resources has announced that it's received firm commitments to raise around $40 million under a placement of shares via two tranches at an offer price of 12 cents per share. The proceeds will be used to start front-end engineering design activities at the company's Nolans project and for general working capital purposes. Peninsula Energy has successfully raised $2 million from its share purchase plan. The SPP allowed each eligible shareholder to subscribe to up to $30,000 worth of new ordinary shares, subject to any scale back. Australian firm AF Legal shared that it signed a binding heads of agreement to acquire 100% of the assets of Cordos Lawyers. Berger Cordos has been a leading family law firm in Melbourne when they demerged from a national firm. Due to the retirement of the Berger Cordos partnership, Bill Cordos has continued to work under his firm, Cordos Lawyers. The team at Cordos Law has historically serviced over 150 clients each year and generated $2.5 million in revenue per year. Moving on now, let's take a look at the Asian markets. Asian markets are trading mostly higher in the opening trade on Thursday, tracking overnight gains from Wall Street. Japan's Nikkei is trading higher by 6 basis points. Seoul's Kospi gains by 37 basis points. Taiwan's weighted index is up by 6 basis points, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng trades higher by 17 basis points. China's Shanghai Composite is trading marginally lower by 3 basis points, while New Zealand's benchmark S&P NZX 50 slips by 18. In overnight trade on Wednesday, Wall Street closed higher on strong macro data. The Nasdaq rose by 13%, while the S&P 500 fell by 11%. The Dow Jones fell by 0.21%. Data firm IHS Markit showed that US factory output climbed to a record high in June, but manufacturers are still struggling to secure raw materials and qualified workers, substantially raising prices for both businesses and consumers. The June Manufacturing Purchase Managers Index surged 62.6 from 62.1 in May, while the services dropped to 64.8 from a historic high of 70.4 in May. A figure above 50 indicates expansion, while 51 signals contraction. That's all from me for now. Stay tuned to Kaltakine TV for more market updates. I'm Rachel, signing off for now.